Thank you so much. The next order of business is the election of the Speaker of the House. Are there any nominations? The Chair recognizes Representative Merrill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And just before I begin, I would like to thank you very much for those kind words. I'm not sure I'm going to make this through this myself, but it's been an honor and a privilege to serve with you.
Thank you.
I rise to place into nomination for Speaker of the House from the City of Meriden, the name of Representative Christopher Donovan.
I thank you, Madam.
And as I placed your name in nomination for the position of Majority Leader at this very time 6 years ago, Mr. Speaker, I feel privileged to be the one making this nomination today. And with your permission, I would like to explain why.
Proceed, Madam.
We live in a time of change, perhaps even a time of transformational change. We stand on the cusp of history, a new president about to be sworn in Washington, D.C., and today we in the General Assembly will vote in a new speaker for our body. And yes, it may be a difficult time ahead. We will need to face dramatic challenges and navigate very carefully the future of our state. And I think everyone in this chamber today is aware of that and knows it and feels it deeply. And that's exactly why the leadership we choose today is so critical, and why I believe that Chris Donovan is the right man at the right time for this job. I have a couple of reasons that I'd like to explain why I feel that way. And the first one, of course, is experience. Chris is a very familiar figure to many of us in the chamber. He's been serving as Majority Leader in this slot for the last 4 years. And before that, served over a decade as chair of the Labor and Public Employees Committee. So clearly, he brings those experiences to this chamber, and many of us have worked with him for many years. I have served with him since 1994. He came in the House 1 year before me, and so we've all served a long time with our friend Chris. He also has, I believe, the right combination of skills that are going to be very critical in the next period of time here. He's, first of all, a graduate of Villanova University, master's degree in social work from the University of Connecticut, my own alma mater. And he has spent his entire working career as a community activist, an organizer, and a teacher. And I think those are critically important skills that he will bring to the job. I also know his family, his wife Nikki and his children Aaron and Sarah, who are here on the dais today. This is a family that believes in public service and community service and serving others. Nikki is a nurse. She works with HIV/AIDS patients here in Hartford. His son Aaron, following college, has followed in his father's footsteps so far. I don't want to saddle him with it forever, but at the moment he's working as a community organizer in Boston. And I know his daughter Sarah has probably also absorbed these incredibly important lessons. And I think that's a very meaningful point, that Chris has a family and they're in it together and they understand the meaning of community service. But perhaps most importantly for this job, I think Chris has the temperament for the job, and it's the temperament that we need at this moment. He is an optimist. He is positive. He knows there are challenges, but I think he will work very effectively with other people to communicate that optimism and that sort of can-do spirit. This is a guy who's going to roll up his sleeves and get to work, because he does know how to get things done. And that's what we need at this moment. He will be a strong and determined leader, make no mistake about that, but I think that's what we need right now. We need someone who's forward-looking, forward-thinking, and sees the opportunity as well as the challenge in what we're facing today. Because while economic times are difficult, I think we need a sense of what's possible, of what opportunities we have to work collaboratively to find solutions, because we need solutions to these problems, and someone who can inspire us to find those solutions. And I think that's Chris's greatest strength. his sense that we have the ability to rise to the occasion. He looks forward to what we can all accomplish together. It's infectious, and yes, it's inspiring. And while he recognizes the seriousness of the issues that we face, I have trust in his deep sense of the responsibility of government to ensure the security of people in need and his understanding of the lives of ordinary people. I can think of no finer representative to lead this chamber and to represent the interests of the people of the state fairly, honestly, and with compassion than my friend, my colleague, Christopher Donovan. I proudly place his name in nomination. Thank you.